Now I've shown you all that, let me show you a fun technique using this folder. First, here's the card, basically, that Stampin' Up! Had us do. And, oh, I forgot to tell you, in the third kit, you get this awesome designer series paper, which is just fabulous. There's a whole lot. I'm not going to go through it because I went through this not that long ago with you guys, so I don't want to bore you. But this is the Stampin' Up! One, and these pieces are all cut, fussy cut, I know, but fussy cutting can be okay if you're doing it for one thing. This Congratulations, I actually did take the time, and I used this stamp set to stamp out the congratulations on there, which is fun. So you could, what's cool about that is I could have put like, congratulations, Sherry, and then Sherry would have known that that card was for her, or any of my other good friends. So also, one of the things that I did was, you've probably been seeing a lot of demonstrators are doing it lately, is I put designer series paper onto the envelope, and all you have to do is lay it on the envelope, glue it down with your favorite adhesive, which of course is probably snail, and then you just trim it from this direction, and it makes a great fun envelope. And if you use the adhesive sheets, it completely sticks it, so it should be able to go through the mail. It's not like a snail or a tape runner or anything would do. So set that off to the side. All right. Here is the technique I'm going to show you. First, I embossed the envelope just by running it through the Big Shot. That's part of what the embossing looks like. I decorated the envelope flap as well. What's cool is it actually ended up embossing the back of the envelope backwards, which I thought was pretty cool. So this is the card that I'm going to be showing you guys how to do with the embossing folder. Now, I said that this was a dynamic folder, and that means that it's thicker than most folders, or our previous folders. So what you would normally do, and I'm not going to pull out my Big Shot, but you know the Big Shot, you do this and you normally put your platform down, and then you put something in and you do the folder, and then you put this in. Well, this folder is too thick, it won't work. So you have to take one of them away, put it straight down onto the base platform, and run it through with just one of your little transparent sheets. Okay? Also, because this cardstock is thick, it's not like paper. It's I don't know if it's technically cardstock, but I think so. It's very thick. So I pre-did this so that it could dry, because what you're going to want to do, because it's so thick, is I spritzed it with water, which I always keep a little water in my stamp room. And then I ran it through, I spritzed both sides, and then I ran it through the Big Shot, and then I let it dry. And I don't know if you guys can see, but it's not laying flat. So when I adhere it, I am going to be using our Terran tape just to make sure it's extra strong. So I'm hoping I didn't, oh, there's my little sentiment. Okay. So just like normal, you're going to fold your cardstock base, which of course is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper cut in half. So it's 8.5 by 5.25, or 5.5. So 8.5 by 5.5, which then when you fold it makes it 4.25 by 5. So that's the base, and that's in the new Mint Macaron. And then everything is going to get matted, and I just wanted to show you, I used scraps to make this I Like You, but I was not going to do that on camera because I like you, and I didn't want to make you crazy. So what I did for that, there is no I Like You in this stamp set, but there is Like You, and there's the I'm. So what I used was Scotch tape, and I Scotch taped over this and this, and then I inked it up with the Memento black ink, stamped the Like You, then I covered all of everything except for the I. That was a little bit trickier, and I stamped the I. Of course, you have to remember to remove the tape when you're stamping, otherwise you get big black blotches. So that's how I got I Like You from that stamp set. Now, after I've embossed this, all I'm going to do, and I'm going to sit down because I'm old, And I'm getting tired, so I can't really see what you guys are saying, so be nice. And I'm going to take sponge daubers, and I'm going to use the Old Olive ink and the Rich Raspberry ink. And I am going to just eyeball this. And it's not going to come out like perfect, and it helps to look at the folder. I'm actually looking at my card that I made before so that I can see where things are and what's what. Doesn't mean I'm going to get it right, just so you know. Don't get excited and expect perfection from me. So I know there's a flower over here somewhere. There she is. And then there's one out this way. And there's a couple down here. There's one. And I think there's one up here. Anyway, you get the idea. So, and I don't care that it made that big smudgy. I don't care. It looks kind of cool. So then I'm just going to color in my leaves. And some of my stems. And they're not going to look the same. You know, this one is not going to look the same as that one. Actually, I think I used mint macaron, but I was using my marker because I didn't have the ink pad or even a Stampin' Spot for that one. And I'm actually going to do, this is actually like a little butterfly up here, so it would actually been better to do it in a darker color, like a black or something. But anyway, so basically that's all I did to color that in. And then you can see that I added it to a piece of the Rich Raspberry. And before I added it to the card, so let me just do that so you guys can see. Oh, that's right. I want to use the tear and tape because this thing is not going to lay straight. I'm using our tear and tape, which is wonderful. I know many of you have used it, but if you haven't, tear and tape is awesome because it does just what the name says. You just lay it down there and you tear it. If you have skills, which I apparently don't tonight. It's the rain. I don't know about any of you guys, but rain does a number on me so bad. Okay, so then you just peel off all the pieces. It's kind of like back in the day sticky tape, but it's actually easy to work with because you don't have to cut it. You can tear it. And I don't have the greatest fingernails, and you will rarely see mine with polish and stuff on them because they just break. It doesn't matter what I do. They just bust up. So, okay. So now I'm going to mat this on here. And before I put it on the card front, I want to put on the ribbon. And the ribbon is going to go on with glue dots. Mini glue dots if you want to be technical. In case you don't know, these have been around forever, but in case you don't know, don't tear this piece off too short. Someone in one of my classes did, and so one of my little dots has been exposed. And it makes it generally stick to the box that it comes in. But anyway, you take your item that you want to stick down and you stick it to the dot. I think that one came off a little bit, but that's okay. And then this one's sticking up. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to kind of eyeball it. If you have the grid paper is really nice to kind of see what you're doing. And I'm just going to line it up on here. Try to get to about the same grid. Don't hold me to perfection, everybody. And then you want to just trim it off. This is really thick, and although I could tuck it under, it's so thick that I would just as soon cut it off. Okay? So it probably needs another glue dot right there. So let me add one. Okay. And then we're going to stick that down onto the card front. Now I can use my snail because the cardstock is going to stick to cardstock. And then that little sentiment, wherever I lost it, I'll find it. Oh, there it is. Ta-da! Like I said, I did this one in pieces, and then I just cut it. This is just hand cut because it's too hard to try to be perfect on this. I mean, honestly. And when something is this small, I tend to cut my Stampin' Dimensionals down too, because a whole one will fit, but I'm cheap. I don't know about the rest of you. So then you just pop it down. I don't know if you're all still with me. I have an announcement for you guys now that this is done. So I've showed you all the cards. I hope you guys like that. Hi, Celeste. So here we are at the end of the video, and I just wanted to share with you guys that if you decide that you want the Gotta Have It All bundle, I am going to send you a color coach with all the colors, because Stampin' Up! is doing such a big change in their colors. And if you've never used one of these before, it actually, like, this is a new color, Petal Pink, and it shows you the colors that help you coordinate so that you can make pretty cards and your colors will match. And I've attached them to a piece of the cardstock. So if you do purchase the Gotta Have It All bundle, make sure you remind me I owe you this. And of course you have to buy it from me. And then the last thing is I want to show you this. This is going to become important on my Facebook blog, because if you instant message me your address, I am going to pick names on Fridays for a Fun Card Friday, and you will receive a card in the mail that I have either made on Facebook Live or I have posted on my business Facebook page. This week I'll be giving out this awesome card. So come on back, and I hope you guys liked this. I hope you stayed for the whole thing. All right, that's all I have for you today. Have a great day. Bye.